Welcome once again to the best math channel in Ghana. Seyon Busy made it easy. Today we are going to have a lesson on one of the easiest topics in mathematics, which is equation, which is also the foundation of most of the mathematics principles we have, equation. Now somebody will ask, what is an equation? An equation is any numerical statement that involves the equal sign. So any numerical statement you see with an equal sign is an equation. So when you see A plus D is equal to C, this is an equation because of the equal sign. If you see 4 plus Y is equal to 9, this is an equation because of the equal sign. We have different types of equation. Today we are going to talk about linear equation. We have linear equation, cubic equation, radical equation, we have quadratic equations. So today we are going to talk about, we also have simultaneous equation, but today we are going to talk about linear equation, for which the highest power of the variable is 1. So always you get a variable equating to the others. Now the foundation of equation, we started equation in preschool, or I would say primary. Yes, the idea of equation started, as I said, the idea of equation started from the, why I was saying that, you all remember that in primary, you see 3 plus box is equal to 9. And the idea was, there's a number that when we put in the box and we add to the 3, is going to give us 9. And we have different ways in doing it. One way we do it is, the box will be equal to 9 minus the 3. And the box will be equal to 6. The number in the box is going to be 6. Another way is, we will be asked to go and bring tables or those things and ask you, what will you add to 3 to give you 9? Then you remember, then you put the 6 there. Now with the principle of equation, here we are not going to put the box. We are not going to put the box there. But you see something like 2 plus x is equal to maybe 7. You are going to put a variable there. So the variable will represent an unknown figure. That what number will you add to 2 to give you 7? And you know, the principle of equation says that always group like terms. Look, the variable you are looking for, group it at one side of the equation. So this is positive. So we can write x equal to 7 minus 5. Sorry, 7 minus 2. So x will be given as 5. It means that when you put 5 to the equation and add it to the 2, you get 7. And what you have to understand about equation is that always the element in the right should be equal to the element in the left. That is what equation is about. So this is the principle or the foundation of where we started the linear equation from. So we are going to quickly take a first question on this to see. We have to solve for x in this equation. Now there are 2 ways in doing this, in solving equation. Now we have to group like terms. And in grouping like terms, we leave the x here. And this is positive. So we are going to bring it at the back of this 7, making it negative. So we are going to get x is equal to 7 minus 3. And we are going to get our x is equal to 4 as the answer. It means that there's a number that when we add to the 3, we are going to get 7. And when we put the 4 to replace the x and add it, you are going to get 7, which will make both sides of the equation balanced. Another way is when we have to eliminate the number here to make the x stand alone. So another way we can also do this is x plus 3 is equal to 7. Now to eliminate this positive 3 from the left side of the equation, because it is positive, we have to subtract 3 from both sides. So you write x plus 3 minus 3 is equal to 7 minus 3. Whatever you do to the left side, do to the right side. So we are going to get x, positive 3 minus 3 will give you 0, which will also give you x minus 7 minus 3, which will also give you 4. So if it was positive 2, you add to eliminate the number at the left side to make the x stand alone. So this is how this one too is done. Let's take another one. So we have to solve for x as the question is posted on the screen. 5x minus 10 is equal to 40. The meaning of this is, when 5, what number will 5 multiply? That when you subtract 10, you are going to get 40. Or there's a number that when you multiply it with the 5 and subtract 10, you are going to get 40. Now let's quickly do method 1 as I did. It means that we have to eliminate this negative 10 here. So when we eliminate it, it means we have to send it to the right side. So this will give us 5x is equal to 40 plus 10. So 5x will be equal to 50. Now we are looking for x. So we have to divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is the 5, to eliminate, to make the x stand alone. So with this one, we have our 5x is equal to 50. We divide here by 5, here by 5. So this cancels this out. This 5 divide 5, it will be left with the x. And 5 can divide itself 1. It can divide the 50, 10. 1 divided by 10 will still give you 10. So it means that when 5 multiplies 10, 5 times 10 is 50. And when you subtract 10 from it, you get 4. So which makes this equation true and correct. And another way is you can also eliminate the 10 with the method 2. So we have our 5x minus 10 is equal to 40. So with the method 2, we have to eliminate the negative 10. And to eliminate negative 10, we have to add 10 to both sides. So we have 5x minus 10 plus 10, which will be 40 plus 10. So now, we have 5x, negative 10 plus 10 is 0. Then we have is equal to 40 plus 10, which will also give us 50. So we are back to the same thing. So we have 5x is equal to 50. We divide both sides by 5. 5 will divide itself 1, 1. So x will be left. 5 will divide itself 1. To divide here 10. So we still have our 10. So both method, if we are being taught both method, is correct. So know how to eliminate and go by it. We are taking another question. We are still solving for x in this equation. So here we have 5x plus 2 is equal to 2x plus 17. The other ones we did were single equation having single letters. The x was at one side. So here you can see that we have x at both sides. So we have to group like terms. We have to group like terms, and we have done that in algebraic expression. I've taught algebraic expression, so if you have not watched it out, how to group like terms. So we have to group the 2x and the 5x at one side, then the 2 and the 17 at one side. And what you have to understand is before you are grouping them, check whether it is negative or positive. So with this one, you can see that the 2 here is positive. So we are going to bring it with the 5. So it will be minus 2x is equal to 17. This is also positive coming here, will be negative. Now we have 5x minus 2x, which will give us 3x is equal to, now we have 17 minus 2, which will give us 15. So we have to divide both sides by the coefficient of the x, which is a 3. So 3 can divide itself 1, divide here 1. Now we have our x, 3 can divide itself 1, it can divide here 5. So 1 divided by 5 will give us 5. Yes, and when you put it inside the equation, this one is just to prove to you whether you are correct. Math, when you are solving it, you should be able to prove your answer that is correct. Now when you put the 5 here, it will be 5 times 5. It means this is multiplying 5 times 5, which is 25, plus 2, which is 27. 27. The same way, when we come and put the 5 here and multiply by the 2, 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 plus 17 is also 27. So in equation, the element at the left and the right side should be the same. So this is how we prove to know if our answer is correct. So let's take another one. So this one we have 9 minus 2x is equal to 1 minus 4x. This looks a little scary, but don't worry. This timing will always make it easy for you. So once again, we have to group our like terms. And we are going to leave the negative 2x here. The negative is affecting the 2. So when you are leaving the 2, the negative should be with the 2. So minus 2x, then this one will come here, making it plus 4x. The negative is also affecting the 4. Then we have is equal to 1 is here. Then the 9 here is positive. So it will be negative here. Now negative 2x plus 4x. What does it mean? I've always been telling my students that negative, just take it that you are owing. let's say you are owing 2 and you gave the person 4. It means there will be a balance of 2. You are owing 2 cedis or $2 and you give the person $4. So the person will give a balance of 2, which will be a positive number. So here we are going to have 2x is equal to, now 1 minus 9. You have 1 with someone and you took 9. It will be negative 8. This is what this one means. It will be negative 8. So here too, you are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of the x, which is a 2. So divide here by 2, here by 2. 2 divide itself, 1, x will be left. 2 can divide itself 1. Now 2 is dividing negative 8. So it will be negative 4. So the answer is going to give us negative 4. So this is how this question 2 is solved. We are taking another question. So in this one, we are to solve 3 bracket to be x plus 1 is equal to 4 bracket to be x minus 1. So here we have to open the bracket by multiplying the number outside with both the numbers in the bracket. So 3 will multiply x, which will give us 3x. Then positive 3 times 1 will give you 3. Then our equal sign 4 times x will give you 4x. 4 times negative 1 will give you negative 4. So here we are coming to group like terms. So we are going to have our 3x minus 4x, which will be, then we have our negative 4 here. Here is also positive. Coming here will be negative. Now 3 minus 4x will be negative x. Negative x, which will be equal to negative 4 minus 3. You are owing 7 and you want to borrow 3 again. If you are owing 4, you want to borrow 3 again, which will be negative 7. Now we are asked to find x. We are not asked to find negative x. So now how do we find x? Because of the negative that has come, you have to eliminate the negative. And I've been telling you that when you see a variable standing alone, there's 1. But we don't write it. So to eliminate this, we can divide both sides by x. But nothing will be left there. So we divide both sides by negative 1, negative 1, so that the negative, so you can say negative 1x, negative 1. Yeah, you can introduce the negative 1 when you have solved to a point that the x is negative and standing alone, so that the negative will cancel the negative. Then when 1 divides 1, it will be left with the x. Negative 1 dividing negative 7. Negative also cancel negative here. So 1 divided by 7 will be 7. So this is how this is. The only difference is when the x is standing alone and it is negative, divide both sides, introduce the negative 1, then divide both sides by the negative 1 so that the x can stand alone. If you divide both sides by the x, it will cancel out and nothing will be left there. So let's take another one involving bracket. So we are going to solve for x in this long equation, but we are going to simplify it. So once again, multiply 3 by the 2x, which will give us 6x. 3 times negative 1 will give us negative 3. Then we bring the 4. We are not going to multiply this by the 4 because it's not inside the bracket. So which is equal to 5 times x will give us 5x, then plus 5, 4, 20, then plus 2 here. Now with this one, we can add this and also add this. Then we group the like terms. So negative 3 plus 4, you are only 3 and you paid 4. So it will be positive 1 here. Then we have 5x here. 20 plus 2 will give us 22. Then we can group our like terms. We have 6x minus 5x is equal to the 22 here. Then this one coming will be negative 1. Now 6x minus 5x will give us 1x or x. Then 22 minus 1 will give us 21. So this is how this long equation is simplified. So let's take another one. Yes, in this last question, we are going to find m. It's not always we find x, it can be any letter. So we are going to open the bracket and find our m. So we have 4 times m, which is 4m, 4 times 2, which is 8, 3 times 2m, which will be 6m, then 3 times negative 1, which will be negative 3. Now we group like terms once again. 4m, this one will come here, 6m, is equal to the negative will be with a 3, then this one will also cross here, negative 8. Now 4m minus 6m. 4 minus, the 6 is bigger than the 4. So this one negative 2m. Now negative 3 minus 8 will give us negative 11. You are owing 3, you want to borrow another 8. That's why they say negative is positive. This one your debt will increase. So we are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of the m, which is negative 2. Negative 2. So negative will cancel negative. 2 divide 2, 1, 1. So m will be left here. Negative will cancel negative. Now the question is, can 2 divide 11 equally? The answer is no. But 2 can divide 11. How many times? It can go inside how many times? It's 5 times. Then remember what? Remember 1 out of 2. So when you get a number that cannot divide equally, find the closest number it can go inside. You change it to mixed fraction. Normally, in examination, we prefer leaving your answer in a mixed fraction form, not in improper fraction, especially when you are dealing with equations. So this will be the end of this section on equation. So our next lesson is going to be equation involving fractions. So watch out for more videos on this. Don't forget to subscribe and recommend to all students. So bye bye for now.